Hello, and welcome to the Jefferson Educational Society live Facebook feed today, Friday. I'm glad you came to join us. And hello also to those of you who are watching the recorded version of this. Today, as you saw from the note, we're going to be talking about being peaceful, finding our way to peace by revisiting a place that was peaceful for us when we were children. But before we get started with that, I wanted to start by having you check in with yourself, to ask yourself how you are feeling. So let's take a moment here. Bring your awareness to your breath. And whatever you find centering, so maybe your breath, perhaps you feel your feet on the floor. Maybe listen to a few of the sounds around you. Feel yourself supported by your chair. And then bring your awareness to your own self and ask yourself, how do I feel? You may have your eyes closed, maybe open. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? And then listen. There's probably a place in your body where you experience most of your feelings. It's often in here, but not always. So you're tuning into your body, asking yourself, how do I feel? I'm going to pause while you tune in. So you're tuning in for the emotions, the words. Could be sad, happy, anxious, torn, frustrated. I mean, the words go on and on. You're just listening to yourself to find a word or words for how you feel. You're also paying attention to the location in your body and how it feels. It could be in your chest, it could feel fluttery. It could be in your stomach and feel black, or like a hole, or like a big ball, or any number of other things. So as you pay attention to how you feel, I'd like you to honor yourself. Some part of you may be judging yourself, like, oh my God, why do I feel that way? No, let's just have you honor yourself. Oh, I feel frustrated and really anxious. Huh, okay, I feel frustrated and really anxious. Another thing you might tend to do is want to understand, well, why? Why do I feel like this? And if you can just allow yourself to feel it and accept it. Excuse me. All right, good job. You have checked in with yourself, asked yourself, how do I feel? And you've honored how you feel, even if you don't know why, even if you can't explain it. Also honor it even if it's difficult. I've been struggling recently with anxiety, and it's kind of difficult. It's kind of uncomfortable. But I'm trying to just allow it, allow myself to feel it, recognize the discomfort. Part of me wants it just to go away, but I'm trying to just allow it, not get caught up in it, because anxiety, we can get caught up in so many uncertainties. But anyway, just trying to allow it and get on with other things I want to do. So now let's turn to the stated meditation for today, right? Which is to access peace by returning to our memories of a peaceful place. So in the write-up, I was talking about returning to a peaceful home, perhaps, in your life. And it might be a home, it might be someplace else. But we do want a place that felt peaceful and that felt safe. For me, it's my grandmother's home. For you, it could be a place you went to regularly. It could be a place you didn't go to regularly. It doesn't have to be a home. It could be a specific classroom of a specific teacher. So I will be guiding you through, but obviously I don't know what's in your mind. So I'll just be trying to guide you through this place, to be noticing different elements of it, and then even maybe coming back as we walk through this place. Eventually then coming back and sitting in a place, inside your place, that feels comfortable, and maybe even doing whatever you used to like to do there. I know what I used to like to do at my grandma's house, but maybe just sitting peacefully, or maybe playing a game, or maybe interacting with other people. And so I'll just be kind of also guiding you back to something that you did enjoy. And I'll be trying to do it in a way that doesn't bother you too much. What I mean is that, I might be talking about, okay, and then we go into the next room. Well, I don't know, maybe you've already in the room that you want to stay in, or maybe there are no other rooms. And so you just keep coming back to your own experience, and just keep coming back to your own experience, because I might be kind of guiding you off someplace else. If you don't want to go to another room, you don't have to go to another room. Okay, let's get started. I invite you to close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your breath, to each inhalation and each exhalation. You may be feeling it in your body, the inhale and exhale, the expansion and contraction of your chest cavity. You may be listening at the nose to the sound of your breath as you inhale and exhale. I'd like you to bring now to your mind's eye this place that you'd like to visit in your mind. Before we go inside, we'll be approaching the place, perhaps walking up to this place, approaching it on foot, looking around, seeing this familiar place. Then getting right there to the entry, opening the door, taking your time, and walking in to this place. And pausing right there, just across the threshold, just standing there looking around, noticing the furniture there, what's on the walls, the floor. There may be a smell that you remember from this place, or a feel. You're experiencing all of that. Walking through the room to another doorway or passageway. Walking into the next room, and again, pausing, looking around, noticing the furniture, what's on the walls, the floor. Again, noticing the feel of the room, or the feel that you have when you're in the room. Also noticing like your own awareness of the rooms, how this place is put together. You probably have almost like a floor plan in your mind. I know I do. Let's move forward through this room. And then kind of exiting this room and moving on to the next room. Pausing there. Again, noticing the furniture, what's on the walls, how this room connects to other rooms. The floor, the feel of the place, and your own feeling in the place. Perhaps it's hard to remember much. Perhaps you're remembering more than you expected. Moving again into the next room. Noticing the furniture, the walls, the floor. Maybe even noticing the windows. And the feel inside the house. Well, it might not be a house. The feel there where you are. The feel of the place and your own feeling. I'll pause here for, I don't know, maybe a minute, minute and a half. And if there's other kind of rooms that you'd like to walk to, I'll have you just be walking to those other rooms, walking around. And then in, a minute and a half, I'll have you return to one of the rooms. And so I'll give you a cue then when we're going to return to whatever room you want to kind of come back and sit down in. But I'll be quiet and you continue exploring. So that's been about a minute and a half of exploring, walking around. Now I'd like you to pick a place that you might want to sit down. So returning to that room, and doing whatever you would have normally done there. Maybe you're standing and watching people. Maybe you're sitting in a chair, couch, or on the floor. And then doing whatever it is that you used to do while in that place. And then noticing the feeling that you have there. It could be a sense of peace. The things that came to my mind: peace, a sense of support, a sense of safety, perhaps, a sense of belonging, a sense of belonging, or a sense that all will be all right, all is okay. Or a different sense that you have there. Those were just the ones that came to mind. And isn't it interesting how we can bring this sense up when we go back to this place? And it can feel very present, real, current. There you are in this place, this very familiar place. Perhaps doing this familiar thing. Again, I'll pause, allow you to be there without me talking. I'll pause again for a minute and a half. Then I'd like you to look around this place and know it's a place you can come back to. I'd also like to say that in addition to these emotions of, maybe you had an emotion of peace, or some of the others I was kind of mentioning. Could have also felt pretty complicated. For me, there's some sadness to be back in my grandmother's home. A sweetness, but also a sadness. Bring your awareness back to your breath and back to this room that you are in right now. Kind of saying goodbye to this experience for the moment. As I said, you can come back. Kind of saying goodbye to this place that you've been here for the last, 15, 20 minutes. Coming back to the room that you are in right now, where you're seated. Noticing your breath. Noticing your feet on the floor, your bottom on your chair, your back maybe touching the chair. And opening your eyes when you're ready. And I wish I could ask you what that experience was like for you. It's possible that it was all sweet and good and you'd like to come back here. It's also possible that it felt complicated for various reasons. As I said, I feel sad. I had to keep myself from getting really teary to go back to my grandma's place. And then mine was kind of complicated because I used to go to my grandmother's house, but then also I've heard so many stories from my dad growing up there, and so I had these kind of images of myself walking around for sure, but then I had these images that are my dad's images of him talking about this place. Whatever the experience, I hope it was okay. It could have brought up some difficulty that you hadn't really thought of in a while. And if it did that, I hope you allowed yourself to have those difficult feelings. It might be something you want to talk to someone in your life about or journal about. If you did have some difficulty, just sharing that with someone or sharing it with yourself. So thank you for joining me today. A lot of the meditations I do, I have heard of from other places. I've done them with other people. I've learned them. That's what I meant to say. Many of the meditations I've learned elsewhere, and then I bring them to you. This one I came up with on my own, and I happen to like it, and I hope you enjoyed it also. I invite you to come back here again next week at noon at the Jefferson Educational Society live Facebook feed, or you can find the other meditations, the other mindfulness practices at the Jefferson Educational Society Facebook page. You can click on video. Well, you might have to find it because Facebook revamped themselves, but you can click on video. You can go to the Jefferson website, and you can also go to YouTube. There's a Jefferson Facebook channel. Then thanks again for joining me, and I hope to see you next week.